On Reality Check tonight, we have a big news break. Nirav Modi, directly or via his lawyers, has denied any wrongdoing. At best, he suggests that he owes the banks money and would have paid back had the banks not jumped the gun and brought in the long arm of the law. But Reality Check's Manas Pratap Singh may have unearthed the possibility that Nirav Modi may have diverted crores of bank money into a personal trust. Now, just to set up Manas's exclusive, the CBI FIR against Modi says that he embezzled close to 6,000 crores from Punjab National Bank in the form of credit. That credit went to three Nirav Modi companies: Diamond R Us, Solar Export and Stellar Diamonds. Manas has found how a big chunk of cash from one of those companies, Diamond R Us, a company, by the way, that can't repay the banks, a big chunk of that cash may have gone to a Nirav Modi family trust. Manas, thanks for joining us. What do you have?
Well, Vasu, as you quite rightly pointed out, Diamonds R Us is one of the firms mentioned by the CBI in its FIR, which says that LOUs worth hundreds of crores of rupees were sanctioned by PNB to this particular company.
Right.
Now, the thing here is that Diamond R Us has none of its documents available on a public platform because this company is a partnership firm. But when we actually researched and found out and we went into depth of each and every Nirav Modi Corp, we found out in one of the companies called A&M Enterprises in its balance sheet from 2015 that it shows its investment into Diamonds R Us. Now, here is the story. There, Diamonds R Us shows the investment by two of Nirav Modi's firms called A&M Enterprises, from where we found it, NDM Enterprises, and finally, this trust, family trust of Nirav Modi, which has, instead of putting in the money into Diamonds R Us, taken out 539 crore rupees. While the other two companies have given in 2 crores,
right.
This company in 2015 takes out 550 crore rupees. Now, after that, the company goes into complete negative balance. And then, as we know, even as the CBI has pointed out, even after that, the company with such a lot of negative credit went out and took LOUs from PNB.
Okay, so what you're saying, Manas, just to summarize this for our viewers, this is how it's set up. So these companies, these three companies which have received crores of rupees of bank credit are not able to pay back. Now, these are transactions going as far back as 2011. These companies are proprietorship firms, partnership firms, so their documents are not in the public record. But through your research, through one Nirav Modi company whose documents are in the public record, what you found is that one of these companies named in the FIR, which has received the LOUs, Diamond R Us, has three partnership firms. One of those is a Nirav Modi family trust. Correct?
Yes, yes,
now,
that's absolutely correct.
Now, what's happened is that the two other partnership firms of Nirav Modi have actually invested in this Diamond R Us 2 crores each, but the family trust has withdrawn 539 crores and put this company into a negative. So, in effect, Manas, what this means is that a company which is virtually bankrupt, its negative balance of 530 crores for 2014 and 2015, this company is still receiving loans from banks.
Yes, of course. Here, that's the whole interesting part, because in 2017, where the CBI FIR suggests that they got 105 crore in LOUs from PNB, they were already in minus 539 crore rupees of credit.
Okay. So this is pretty amazing that this company, virtually bankrupt, is still receiving money from the banks. Now, we actually tried to find out, if we can pull up that package, we tried to find out what is the story behind Diamond R Us. What is this company? My colleague Saurabh Gupta actually visited the office of the address, at least this is the address in official documents given by Diamond R Us, and this is what he found.
With the CBI and the ED investigation focusing on where and how this money went, the focus is on the companies that received these letters of undertaking. At the Prasad Chambers office that was listed for Diamonds R Us, we found it's the office of the Nirav Modi Foundation and not the company itself, and that's what the security guard 2 confirmed to us.
ये Diamonds Are Us ये वाला कंपनी का ऑफिस भी यही है, वो कहाँ है? एक मिनट, नहीं उन्होंने देखिए ये दिया है Diamonds Are Us 1110 प्रसाद चेम्बर्स ओपेरा हाउस मुंबई, ये देखिए ये एड्रेस है ना। हाँ तो यहाँ पे ये Diamonds Are Us का कोई ऑफिस नहीं है, कभी भी नहीं था।
वो पता नहीं, मैं भी ज़्यादा दिन नहीं हुआ मुझे।
आपका कितना दिन हुआ? मैं
भी ज़्यादा 10 दिन से आ रहा हूँ, एक महीना हुआ है।
और स्टाफ कोई भी नहीं आ रहा है अभी, लेकिन ये फाउंडेशन का ऑफिस है, ये अपना कोई Diamonds Are Us का ऑफिस नहीं है, क्योंकि उन्होंने FIR हाँ हाँ ठीक है, अच्छा उनका बच्चे लोग का ट्रस्ट है ये।
Okay, so this makes the story even more intriguing, that the office registered under the address of Diamonds Are Us, the guard there tells NDTV, no, there is no Diamond Are Us at this office. What is there instead? The family trust. The same family trust which has withdrawn 540 crores from this company. All right, joining us tonight on Reality Check as we break this big exclusive, we have with us Vijay Agarwal, who I spoke to earlier. He is the lawyer for Nirav Modi. He joins us from Mumbai. As I said, I spoke to him earlier. Also joining us is Arup Patnaik, former Commissioner of Police of Mumbai. He's somebody who's investigated financial fraud, including the Harshad Mehta scam. Santosh Srivastav, he's of course the whistleblower, the former MD of Gitanjali Jewels. And here in the studio, Paranjay Guha Thakurta, one of the country's finest investigative journalists. Thank you all so much for being here. I began by asking Vijay Agarwal about our exclusive, about our findings, about whether now this debunks the claims that he's been making that Nirav Modi has done no wrong.
See, a lawyer will go by the allegations. I will not do any roving and fishing inquiry. So the thing that you are telling me, maybe some of your initiative that you have taken, but I have not consulted this from my clients, I have not looked at it, and I'll look at it only when CBI tells it. Are you getting me? Because I'm not defending NDTV, I'm defending CBI, my brother.
Sir, based on what I said, and this is, based on what I said,
I have told you
isn't this a diversion of funds? Isn't this a diversion of funds?
I don't give my opinion.
You don't give your opinion?
I'm not aware.
But we have documentary proof.
You may keep on giving reasons. I am not aware of it. I will not reply. I am not aware. I am not aware, my dear. So
Diamond Are Us is a company that owes the bank crores of rupees.
Comment something that I am not aware of.
And it's diverting money into a family trust.
And by create any conjectures or anything. Right, my dear?
Okay.
Please.
All right. Now, despite this, despite what we've just found, you continue to insist that the allegations of fraud are untrue?
Yeah, it is not patently false, just patently false. It is absurd as well, because there are three things, and I'll give pointers to you. One is that this branch is an AGM level branch, so how can one Mr. Shetty be doing everything? And initially they said that only one Mr. Shetty is doing everything, so now CBI is contradicting its own self by arresting 5 bank officials.
Okay.
One. Two is that the crores of rupees bank charges have been pocketed by the bank in the process. So how can they say that it is off the books of the bank?
No, but hold on. Banks, you're saying, may not know, but do you at least concede that Nirav Modi owes the banks 6,000 crores? Why is he not able to pay it back if his transactions are all above books?
Why? See, it is an ongoing business. The FIR is of 280 crores. So at the moment, my brief is to talk about only 280 crores. That is the figure used in the FIR. Number one. Number two is, it is an ongoing business. So there are a lot of people who owe the money to the bank even today, right? So they will not close their businesses and pay to the bank. And please see, if it is 280 crore of rupees or even 5,000 crore rupees, what you say, 5,600 crore rupees is seized by the ED. So now, how can one person pay twice? ED has taken that money. So PNB is to take from ED. See, I take 2 rupees from, please hear me. I take 2 rupees from you, I keep it in my pocket, and police officer comes and takes 2 rupees, and then on your complaint, how would you ask 2 rupees from me, my dear?
So once again, you're saying that Punjab National Bank, one of the biggest public sector banks in this country accusing a client of fraudulence, and you're saying it's all rubbish?
My dear friend, that is the question you should ask the bank. All my life, I have been defending false accusations only.
Can I ask you, sir, where is Nirav Modi?
See, that's a client attorney privileged information that you should not ask and I should not tell. Please forgive me.
But do you know, sir, where he is? Do you even know where he is?
As a lawyer, I see client instructions, whichever way they come. So I go by the instructions of the client, and I'm not interested, not bothered about knowing where he is. And I will not also disclose whether I know or I do not know.
All right, Vijay Agarwal, thanks for joining us. We literally caught you just outside your chambers as you were heading off for somewhere, a hearing perhaps. Arup Patnaik, you just heard our news break and you heard Vijay Agarwal's defense. But tell us, when you have this kind of modus operandi of a firm which is receiving these LOUs and then a family trust sucks out 539 crores from this, does that not clearly raise the suspicion that this is bank money, public money that's being diverted for personal gain?
Now I'd like to state that, you know, this entire kind of operations are going on in almost all the banks, right from inception. If you have heard of what is called accommodation bills, or you used to call it kite flying, in the good old days, every banker, you know, across the country, they used to allow this kind of fraudulent bills discounting, and in that people used to put in artificial bills, and credit used to be given. After some time, the money used to be deposited. It was kind of that's why it was called accommodation bills informally in the banking sector. This is absolutely wrong, but it was allowed. Similarly, this was also called kite flying. Now, if you see, if this was all being allowed, and when we stepped in as CBI people, they said it was market practice. Now, this market practice and this so-called RBI guidelines.
That was the
you famous
see,
phrase. RBI doesn't have.
That
market
was
practice business.
Famous phrase.
No, I'll tell you.
But
you see,
But I'm telling you, but explain this. Explain this. How?
No, I'll explain everything.
But how is it that banks are not even doing the basic due diligence of the companies they're lending to? But of course, here the allegation is that because the bank officials were bribed, they were on the payroll of Nirav Modi and Mehul Choksi. That's the CBI allegation.
You see, I am not trying to defend Nirav Modi. I mean, that's the last thing I would do. But it is happening across the sector. You have heard of Winsome Diamond, Jatin Mehta. He is enjoying his 5,000–6,000 crores. This was a massive exposure by Standard Chartered and IDBI Bank.
Yes.
You have heard of this Ruchi Soya by the Sahara Group. You know, this round tripping.
Yes.
You know, getting false bills and getting their own captive, organization abroad.
Yeah.
Getting this, this round tripping is going on. Now, in the case of Harshad Mehta, the BRs were used. For BRs which were not backed by shares and securities, they were used.
BRs.
This was happening. Bank receipts. It is called.
Yeah.
Bank receipts, the famous BRs of the Harshad Mehta scams.
Yeah.
Now, when he found out, these were all going on by one person, mind you, Sitaraman.
Okay.
Now, just like the Shetty is involved, the Sitaram was involved till he went on.
In a way, you're saying the wheel has come full circle. Santosh Srivastav, I want to ask you.
No, it is going on. It is still going on. It is going on in almost all the banks even now.
Santosh Srivastav, I want to ask you that, these companies, now we go to the office of Diamond R Us, we find that there is nobody there. This is a firm which is being lent crores of rupees, there's nobody there. We conducted a similar exercise when we went to the homes of the directors of Gitanjali, the firm in which you worked. These are the directors named in the FIR, and they found that they live in Chawls. This is the director of multi-crore companies. One gentleman, he lives in a chawl. Another person also lives in a chawl. Then one person we went to, he's just 20 or 21 years old. This is his first job. He's been shown as a director. The family, the relatives, they said they had no idea that their relatives were directors. Now they're being harassed by the CBI. This is all part of what you've been talking about, isn't it? That These are companies with very, very dubious business practices.
Absolutely, Basu. This is what I have been talking about. In fact, right from 2014, I have been telling that there were at least 36 companies which I knew, which I have been telling to the agencies that he has created a web of number of companies, and the bills are being routed from one company to another. The money is being routed from one company to another. The fictitious stock books are created, fictitious sales bills are created.
Yes.
All those things are happening because that's the modus operandi these guys have, because they have these people on the board who would not question them, because if the professional board is there, the professional board would definitely ask the questions. So they want their dummy puppets on the board. That's why these kind of directors are there.
Right.
But coming to the point how we can actually prevent these scams,
yes,
I have been making a point that see, the scamsters would always be one step ahead of the system. Whatever systems we can keep on creating, they would still find a loophole in, because they would have some insider conniving with them.
Yes.
To my mind, the best mechanism is if we can create an efficient whistle-blowing system.
Yeah.
There are enough honest people in the country. They would sound off these authorities early, and most of these scams would get nipped in the bud early itself.
No, absolutely. And in fact, we need to strengthen.
That's the solution which I think is one of the solutions which we need to have.
In fact, we need to strengthen laws for them as well. Paranjoy Guha Thakurta, now when we see that despite all the denials, a pattern is emerging that this is not just a case where the funds have been diverted to companies overseas and all of that. There's actually a paper trail which is showing that some of the money may have actually gone into the Modi family trust. We just have that link in one company. We don't have documents for the others. But there's a possibility it could be even bigger.
You know, Vasu, what you said first, congratulations to your team, to Manas, to Saurabh for finding all this out.
Thanks.
But the point is, what they could not find out, what is not in the public domain, you know, information pertaining to proprietary concerns, to partnerships, it's not easily available to you.
Yes.
But it should be available to the banks. It should be available to the government authorities.
Absolutely.
You see, that the point is,
absolutely,
all these, there are series of audits. You have a branch audit. Then the headquarters of the bank, they conducted audit. Then you have what is called, you have an internal auditor and you have external auditors. Then you have what are called concurrent audits, and which are done by the Reserve Bank of India. Now
and
that's
this has slipped through all these.
Correct. And you are saying that this scam didn't start day before yesterday. It's been going on for quite a few years. So you have allowed this to happen. Now the modus operandi is not new, as has been rightly pointed out. All these companies, they have these dozens of dummy firms, and they have intricate cross holdings and multi-layered operation involving different kinds of entities. HUFs, Hindu Undivided Families, partnerships, proprietary concerns, trusts, societies. The point is, once you start digging, once you start lifting the corporate veil, you find the money trail. Now, obviously, such a scandal could not have happened if the bank officials were not complicit. And therefore, what I'm trying to say, we all woken up to it now that it's all happened. We're all becoming more intelligent. But what were the law enforcing authorities doing?
I think this is you're absolutely right. This is the key question. Now, you know, the point here is Santosh Srivastav, that the government claims that they've now started to recover the monies. This is their big defense, right? They've recovered, they say, close to almost 6,000 crores of the 11,000 crores, so more than half. But many questions have been raised about the valuation, the basis on which it has been done. In fact, they claim in about 8 hours since the raid started and the raids finished, they managed to tabulate 5,000 crores worth of jewelry. Is this even realistic?
I don't know whether they are talking of the book figures which they seized, or it is actually the valuation or the counting of the stocks which they did.
Okay, I'll tell you what they did.
If you want to,
I'll tell you what they did. This is also very funny. They first started off by saying that they got independent valuators from the Gems and Jewelry Federation to come and value all this jewelry. Then when all of us raised questions saying you would have needed hundreds of them to value a mountain of 5,000 to 6,000 crores of jewelry, they turned around and said, we just went with the book value.
If it is book value, I can tell you from my experience there.
To count demonetization,
Basu, if it is book value, I can tell you from my experience in Gitanjali that the books used to show 4,000 crore of stock. On ground, what I could see was hardly 200 crores.
My gosh, that's barely what percent? 200 crores or
5%,
4,000?
I would say.
5%.
5%?
Absolutely, because all these fake import bills which are coming in,
yes,
these are actually adding up to your inventory, but the actual inventory is not coming in.
My gosh. So this is actually, you're right, because Gitanjali is facing multiple cases of franchisees who say that they are given stock far below the actual value. They get a 4 crore cachet of stock, but it's only worth 40 lakhs. And here the government has trotted out a figure which is based on a company that's notorious for undervaluing its stock. Paranjoy Ghotakata, I want to come into it. I just want to bring in Arup Patnaik.
In fact, one more point, Basu, I wanted to add here.
Yes.
One more point I wanted to add here, that lot of it could be the stocks with the franchisees which is given to them on consignment against their deposits.
Right.
So a franchisee has given a 5 crore worth of deposit and company has supposedly put in 8 crore MRP worth of stocks there, but the actual valuation of that would be 1.5 to 2 crore, and that too at a fair valuation. When it is distressed sale, probably it could go down below 1 crore also.
Okay, so Arup Patnaik, we have a situation here where the mal that has come back supposedly could be grossly undervalued, and the 2 or 3 main accused have fled. Do you think there's any realistic chance of actually the arm of the Indian law reaching them? Nirav Modi, Mehul Choksi?
The chances are extremely remote. The lawyers, you have already heard him. He's taking the line that it's a commercial transaction.
Yes.
And this is because of this kind of a intervention. In fact, the chances have dimmed, which is a fact actually. It has happened in Subrat Roy case. It has happened in this case. The moment, even the C.R. Vansali case, we found the moment we arrested him, his debtor, the sundry debtors which he actually had, I'm not talking about the fraudulent debtors, they refused to pay up. The moment even the brand value goes down, but that's no defense. But this is a fact. The point is getting them back because he is treating the entire thing as a continuing commercial transaction. I'm talking from the bank's point of view.
Yes.
Mind you, I'm not talking from whatever the company has done, which I think Mr. Srivastava has.
In fact,
the bank has got a very weak case.
The
bank has got a very weak case.
In fact, Paranjoy, interesting.
Yeah.
The lawyer claims, Paranjoy, that the bank has received crores of rupees of commission from these transactions. That's what Nirav Modi himself is saying in his letter, saying that, listen, I paid you crores of rupees as commission for these LOUs. It's all on your books. So where is the fraudulence?
So I'm not surprised that Mr. Nirav Modi is saying what he's done. But what is very, very apparent, even from just a preliminary look at whatever evidence has come out, is there were systemic failures. The checks and balances, the standard practices to ensure checks and balances, due diligence in banking transactions. The SWIFT account, for instance, that's a society for worldwide interbank financial telecommunication.
Yes.
Now, when you give out passwords and all these things allegedly have happened, you have compromised the entire system. I want to make one other point.
Yes.
As far as the diamond merchants are concerned, Mr. Patnaik mentioned Winsome, there's Gitanjali. There have been other companies. If you look at the records, if the finance ministry goes into its own records, the Directorate of Revenue Intelligence, the Income Tax Department, there are dozens of cases of these diamond merchants. They are buying, they are selling, they're importing from Antwerp, they're selling to Dubai, and you see this, what is called high velocity trading, imports and exports, ostensibly adding value. Now, I personally have looked into some of these cases, and you will find that it is done, in collusion with the authorities, but there is a systematic attempt to defraud the exchequer by undervaluation, among other things.
Fair enough. Just coming back, though, to our big exclusive, this document which actually nails the fact that 540 crores went from a Nirav Modi firm, which is borrowed from the banks, is in debt to the banks, is named in the FIR, has gone into a Nirav Modi family trust. I just want to ask you, Santosh Srivastava, that this is something we found in the case of Nirav Modi, but in your exposure to the manner in which his uncle Mehul Choksi of Gitanjali Jewels, where you worked and who's also wanted, who's also on the run, is there a suspicion of a similar diversion?
The suspicion is definitely there, because what we used to observe is that there is huge money going out in the name of big imports coming in, but on ground whatever we used to see, there used to be hardly any stocks coming in. So where is this money going? But for me it is very, very difficult to answer the question that which form it is siphoned off to, whether there are trusts or not.
Of course.
But definitely the stocks which physically used to reach to us because I was taking care of all the retail stores of Gitanjali.
Yes.
And we always wanted and we always demanded him that we want stock for sale, while his books used to see huge stocks, but there were hardly any stocks available to put in these stores.
You've said again and again that you try to confront him on this. That you confronted him with this.
Him, and after resigning from there,
and he would say what?
I told him that we want stocks for sale. We have so many stores. The franchisees are demanding for stock. They are paying money and they want stocks against that. And the stocks is not available while your books are showing huge stocks.
Right.
His standard answer was, that's none of your business. You mind your own business, get your salary and go home. Now, I mean, what I do with my companies is my lookout.
Arupa Naik, in your experience, you've put in your time at very senior levels in the police force. This business of seizures, of actually trying to get rid of seizures, of trying to sell seizures, auction them, and try and recover money. How much? I mean, let's be realistic. Even with Kingfisher, some of those big, high-profile assets of Kingfisher have not been sold yet.
No, it's very difficult. In fact, these are all, normally they would put an official liquidator, getting this things sold in the market. There will be multiple. You see, all these people will put up the best of lawyers in the court, coming to the prosecution side, and there will be large number of adjournments. There will be large number of miscellaneous petitions in the CBI. It goes on for years and years and years, and because the procedures are there to stay there. These are all judicial procedures, and they will buy time. They will state, like you correctly said, this banks has pocketed these commissions when they are disputing this SWIFT not in the CBS.
Right.
But when this money was deposited in the Nostro accounts, at that time the CBS would have automatically come in the picture.
Okay.
So the banks also they try and delay the FIRs.
Okay.
To get the people on the table so that they can negotiate.
All right. So Nirav Modi gone, Mehul Choksi gone, the possibility that we've even got back 5,700 crores looking dim, and now even evidence that a chunk of that cash could have gone into a family trust. We're out of time. Gentlemen, thank you so much for joining us. That's it. That's Reality Check. Thanks for watching. Good night.